Hi snooker fans, Curtis Braithwaite here for QSports.club. I'm at the Northern Snooker Centre to do a Q&A session with the likeable lad, Peter Lyons. Peter, how are you, mate?
I'm very well, thank you.
Now, Pete, tell us, mate, how it all started in the beginning. What made you take up snooker?
It was just by chance, really. My dad was because I did quite a few sports, football, like athletics, and I was pretty good at them all. But my dad, he was a bus driver, and he used to just go with him to like once a week. To the place where all the bus drivers went to have a few pints and that, and I just kind of took it up from there. I only played really once a week until I was 16 because we didn't really have a right lot of money or whatever. So, but I just sort of fell in love with it straight away, and I was quite good at it straight away. So, which always helped.
Quality, mate. And today, who's had the most influence on your career?
I'm not really sure. I would probably say Steve Prest.
Okay.
Because I never really had a coach, taught myself how to play, I never really had a coach or anything. But I remember speaking to Steve years ago when I was good, when I was about maybe 20, 21, and he said he really wanted to work with me, and he said he thinks he could like win comps or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd always sort of knocked it back because I didn't think I needed it. I was like, when you're 20, you think you know everything, don't you? 20 when you. And it's probably the biggest regret I've ever had because I didn't really work with him until maybe I was about early 30s, and obviously by then he's sort of the best years behind me, but he was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, and I wish I'd worked with him sooner. Yeah,
he's a great lad. I did actually meet him once, actually, in Manchester. He was a top lad, wasn't he?
Yeah, fantastic. He just made you. He just knew what to say all the right things to make you feel great before you went out to play. He could find some faults in your technique if you had any, but if you didn't have any, he wouldn't just work with you for naught. He'd just tell you, you're sweet, and off you go.
Yeah, that's great stuff, mate. Great stuff. Now, Pete, what are your goals now for the coming season?
To be honest, I haven't really got in it. I still love to play.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to play as much as I can. Do you know what I mean? If I get, I'm not really 100% certain I want to get back on the tour.
Yeah.
Because when I see some of the young kids, the effort levels that need to be put in to get out of the 64 into the 64.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can really dedicate enough time to it. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, then just playing there, going, you're not winning. It's a bit of a kick in the teeth, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That's why I tried to hold on to my ranking as long as I could.
Yeah.
But so I'm just going to keep playing, keep enjoying it. Realistically, my goals are to try and make Oliver get to the top, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, just talking on that for a second. I mean, Ollie's a tremendous lad and great Qist, and it's a real benefit for him if he can actually take on board everything that you actually tell him because of your years of experience and whatnot on the tour. Do you know what I mean? He's got a great starting basis there, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, I'd like to think so. I mean, like a lot of lads, they don't really want to listen to their dads, but I think he sort of takes the fact that I'm his dad to one side as far as snooker's concerned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't listen to anything I say away from snooker. But as far as snooker's concerned, I think he does. I think he takes it on board, even if he doesn't sort of necessarily think about it straight away. When he goes away, he'll sit down and think, yeah, maybe my dad was right, because any mistake he's going to make, I've made or seen people make over the years. So and really, I don't need to tell him about practicing and dedication. He's a dedicated lad, so I just try and guide him along the way.
Yeah.
But he's a great lad, regardless of the snooker, he is a great lad.
No, he definitely is a top lad. I've spent loads of time with him, mate. Speak to him on a regular basis. Yeah, great kid. Now, Pete, what cue do you currently use?
Well, it's an old cue. It was a Smith & Nelson cue originally, but the bottom end of it broke, so I took it to John Paris and he re-spliced all the bottom end of it, so really it's kind of half and half, because I wanted to keep the top end, so... Yeah. But yeah, he's done a really great job, but and if I would recommend John Paris to anyone. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, he's definitely the top cue maker in the business. And what tip do you use, Pete?
Well, I've used Elks my entire career, but of late they've been absolutely terrible. You go through loads just to try and get one on. And a friend of mine said he'd got some of these Elk Pro ones, and I've tried that, and it's the best tip I've ever had. Oh. So I've got one of those Elk Pro ones up.
Quality stuff, mate. Now, Pete, you've had loads of matches in your career, mate. Played in every venue, every tournament all over the world, mate. But what's your most memorable match in your career to date?
I think, well, I've beaten Ronnie twice in matches, which is obviously a phenomenal achievement. But I would, because I only qualified for the Crucible once, I would probably say my final qualifying round for that.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's the only time I won it. The one I won. I beat Steve James to qualify. You know, so I'd probably say that because obviously, and that's one of my regrets, not getting back to the Crucible. I should have really got back there more than once.
Yeah. Well, Pete, you know what, mate? You're still knocking about, mate.
Yeah.
There's always a chance you get back there again, mate.
I'm going for the record. The biggest gap in between Crucible appearances.
Well, hey, mate, listen, it's a realistic chance, though, pal. It's a realistic chance, that's for sure. Pete, sorry to ask you this one, pal, but what's your most painful defeat?
I think I got to the quarters of the China Open back in '98, and I lost 5-4 on the black to Brian Morgan, and I was absolutely devastated. It was to play Ronnie in the semis, like in a one-table setup. It'd have been. It's why you play the game, innit? To get to like the semis or final of comps. I was absolutely devastated.
Sorry to ask you that one, pal.
Yeah, cheers.
Now, Pete, you've played them all in your time, pal. Like I said, a very experienced player. Was on the tour over 20 years, mate. But tell us, in your opinion, who was the toughest player to beat on tour in your eyes?
Well, for me personally, well, it can only be Steve Maguire. He thinks I'm absolutely useless. Because I have beaten all the top players, believe it or not. You know, Ronnie, Higgins, Williams, you name it. I have beaten them, but I cannot. But he thinks I'm garbage. He could give me 50. Honestly, I even play him now, and I get him in a snooker, he just smashes them up because he knows I can't put a ball. Honestly, he thinks I'm garbage. And he's probably right, to be fair.
I'll tell you what, pal, you're not the only player. I mean, I did a Q&A with Alfie Byrne, and he said the same thing. He said he just can't beat Maguire.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it. Honestly, I don't think if he give me 50, I think he'd still trust me.
So, Stephen, if you're listening, pal, mate, Pete, I want to see your name in the draw, mate, that's for sure. Now, Pete, what's your best personal achievement in snooker to date? I would say getting on the tour, having taught myself to play, but also getting my lad on the tour, being on the tour at the same time as my son. I think that is some achievement. Absolutely.
You know, I mean, from both of us, really. Yeah. You know, maybe him more than me, but for me to be still playing and him to get on the tour, I was really proud of that.
Yeah, I mean, Pete, to be honest, mate, to your credit, like a lot of younger players don't really realise how well you guys have done. The likes of yourself, the likes of Pinches, the likes of Mike Dunn, to have been on the tour so many years and still competing at that high level. It's tremendous credit to all you guys.
Yeah, because I don't think because people don't realise it. No. And people, as players get older, you know, the young players come on, don't they? You know, I hear people saying stuff about Jimmy White, and I cringe when I hear them saying it because. And fair play to them, because they've never really seen Jimmy at his best. They don't realise that he's one of the best 5 or 6 players of all time, but people just think because he's older now and, you know, they don't really give him the credit they deserve. I don't think they realise the dedication as well that the older players, like, let's say myself, Jimmy, you know, Donny, that still have to put in to be competing.
Absolutely. I mean, fully agree, pal. And also, these youngsters should actually look at it from the other side and think just how good you guys were.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because to be still competing now when you guys are no longer at your best, how good you were actually in your prime, and then they actually realise and have a bit more respect for you guys. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. Because I mean, we're all probably at least 15 years past our best, but they're all still up there waiting to be knocked off, and no one's knocking them off yet.
Absolutely, pal. I fully agree. Now look, Pete, this is a bit of a different question here, mate, because I know you've been around the game a long time, but I just want to ask your opinion on this. Is there any players that you see like lower down the rankings that you look at and think, obviously Oliver aside, that you look at and think, do you know what, this kid could really break through if he just changes 1 or 2 things in the game? Is there anybody you see there that...
There's a few. There's a few, but like obviously you can't sort of buy experience. But the one player, and it's probably doing him a disservice because he's not lower down. He's lower down the rankings than I think he should be. But Jack Lazowski, I mean, to me, I look at Jack play and I look at him and I think to myself, wow, he's got it all, this kid, but he's got himself stuck in the rankings. And I don't want to sound like I'm doing him a disservice because he should be threatening winning comps. Yeah, he should be right at the top of the game now. Yeah, you know, for whatever reason, you know, he's not, and you know, but he's got to be careful because the years can soon pass you by, and before you know it, you've hit 30 and you've got stuck. So he's got to really. If I was going to advise him, because I like him, he's a nice lad, he's a lovely lad. He is. And you know that I would change something now before it's too late. Start doing something a little bit different in his game, in his approach, whatever. Yeah. Because he should be winning comps.
Yeah,
definitely.
Great point, Senior. And again, you and Alfie are second that, because that was he was one of the players Alfie mentioned as well. So, Jack, if you're listening, mate, you're a highly rated boy. Get on that table, start working hard, mate. Hard work and dedication all the way. Now, Pete, you're a lovely geezer, mate. You like to dig us all out, give us plenty of abuse. But you're one of those likeable characters that everybody loves, mate. But tell us who your best friend on tour is.
Well, they're all good lads on the tour. Do you know what I mean? When I'm obviously when I'm sort of at the comps, I like to hang around Matt. Matt Selt's a great lad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He is what he is. He's a good lad. He's a good lad at heart. And I'm really good friends with Dave Gilbert.
Yeah,
I think Dave's a great lad.
Yeah.
You know, so I'd probably say, you know, those two are the two lads I hang around with most.
Yeah, both top lads.
Yeah.
I mean, Celt's got one of those characters. He drives everybody mad, but you just got to love him.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, because you do. You think to yourself, you shouldn't even really like this kid, but you can't help but like him. He's such a lovely lad.
He is. He's a top kid, Celt. Top kid. Now, Pete, I know you like your food, pal, so tell us what your favourite food is, mate.
It's fish and chips. I'm from Yorkshire. It can't be anything else.
Absolutely, mate. Well, I tell you what, that Sanders and Lamb took me to a Chinese yesterday, mate, around here, and I tell you what, I might have to move to fish and chips as well. Jesus Christ.
He's clueless. You shouldn't listen to anything Sanderson says.
We love you, Sanderson, son. We love
correct.
You, son. And your favourite drink, Pete?
Tea. Love it. Absolutely love it.
And to be fair, Pete, I can actually second that, because in Newport, you actually did make me a nice cup of tea at the Welsh Open, mate, and it was actually the best cup of tea I had.
You got to stick to what you're good at.
Correct, mate, correct. I fully agree with you there, Pete. I can second that. Now, Pete, you played at all the venues, like I said, in China and in the UK, but tell us your favourite venue that you've played at.
Well, it has to be the Crucible. It has to be. You know, it is such a unique place. It's fantastic. I played in Germany a couple of times, and the Tempodrome's great because the crowd are just amazing at the Tempodrome. Yeah. But the Crucible, it's the place. Yeah, it is. It's the place.
I mean, a lot of the players that I've mentioned the Tempodrome, pal, and like I said, I've been out there 4 or 5 times. It's an amazing tournament, isn't it? Like the crowd is sensational.
They love it. They can't. And you know, they just can't get enough. It's just full. You know, for whoever's playing, and I kind of like the fact that. Now, as I say, snooker fan, you can go and you can see 5 or 6 players playing at once, not just one. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I like the open setup, so you know they're getting a bit better value for money, aren't they? You know, rather than just going and seeing one. You know, it is good. But the Crucible is phenomenal. Yeah,
it's definitely a special atmosphere there. Absolutely. Now, Pete, you guys have got a real hectic schedule. You don't get much chance to relax away from snooker, but when you actually do, where do you like to do so?
Really, to be honest, I like hanging out in here or being at home.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really love being away from home and stuff like that. You know, so I just like chilling out, doing very little.
Yeah, it's the home comforts, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice cup of tea on the couch. Yeah?
Correct.
I'm watching your beloved Leeds United.
Correct.
All right, pal. I know you love your music. Seen you drop a few shapes on the floor from time to time over the years, mate. Tell us your favourite music or band you like to listen to.
I'd have to say my favourite singer is Whitney Houston. Love her. Yeah, fantastic singer. None of this nonsense that Oliver listens to. Drake. Never been a singer. Absolute garbage.
Yeah, I've got a bit of time for Whitney as well. To be fair, yeah,
come
class.
On. Yeah.
I mean, these youngsters don't know what day it is now with the music, do they?
Listen, it's just pollution to the ears. Yeah, that nonsense.
Clueless, mate. Clueless. got to agree, mate. Got to agree. Now, Pete, who was your sporting hero when you were growing up?
I'd probably say. Well, I love football.
Yeah.
You know, growing up, Liverpool were the team, so I loved Kenny Dalglish. Loved him.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved him. He was just so good.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm like, as I sort of got older as well, I loved Gaza.
Yeah.
Loved him. Yeah, just loved him. You know, just such a character. Because I really like people that sort of doing sport for a living, but you can see they just love it. Do you know what I mean? They'd be doing it for free.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I like.
Yeah, he's got the passion, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pete, last question. If you could run world snooker, what changes would you make and why?
I would probably drop the tour down to 96.
Yeah, okay.
Because I just feel like the kids that are or players that are outside the 96, they're not really earning any money. They're not really winning any matches. They're not getting a chance to win any matches. You know, when they cut the tour down and there was 96 on the tour and everyone was getting paid, you could really give it a proper crack. Do you know what I mean? You were getting paid anyway, so you could go full time. You could really, you know, like concentrate all your efforts into that. Yeah. See if you could make it. So then you were either good enough or you won't. But these kids, they're all trying to make it out there. And Sanderson's a good example for me. Do you know what I mean? He's a lovely lad, do you know what I mean? But because he's struggling with matches at the moment, being outside of 64, his draws go a little bit pear-shaped, do you know what I mean? And they're all good players, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Even if you draw, you know what I mean? Kurt Mafflin's a great player, he's drawn in a couple of times, and, you know, Fergal O'Brien, that's without drawing yourselves and stuff. It's hard to get on a roll. So whereas if they were playing in sort of amateur comps as well, do you know what I mean? They could at least get winning matches, because confidence is a huge thing, in it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And if they're not earning any money, they might as well not be on the tour.
Yeah, and I fully agree, Pete. Fully agree. Pete, just wanted to ask you one more thing, because obviously we're here at the Northern Snooker Centre, mate, and we've got a Paul Hunter Memorial Tournament next week, Saturday. Just tell us a little bit about what Paul meant to you and to this club.
Well, it's a tough one, because Paul, he was obviously, he was a great lad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He loved his snooker. He was really dedicated. He was one of the few players where you could go, I could go and practice with, and you didn't have to play for anything.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to beat you. He wanted to try 100%. Do you know what I mean? Whenever he got his cue out to play, he gave it everything, because he didn't want anyone going away from his club saying, "Oh, I've just beat Paul Hunter," type thing. Do you know what I mean? But he was just such a nice lad. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he was an animal on the table, which he obviously had to be. But away from the table, he was just, like I said about Gaza, he was just one of the lads. He just played because he loved it. Do you know what I mean? The rewards, obviously, because he was a winner, were there. But I just get the impression that he would have played for nothing because he loved it. You know, and it's in this day and age, you know, money and football and the money's gone mad. You know what I mean? It's a rare quality these days.
No, it certainly is, Pete. I mean, like you said, he was one of the real old school types when he just got his cue out and he tried his nuts off every single time.
Absolutely.
Tremendous geezer.
Absolutely. And, you know, and then away from the table, he'd go, he'd enjoy himself, and then when he come back to the snooker, it was back to business. Yeah.
Pete, can I ask you, tell us one of your fondest memories of Paul?
I think I would say, because I used to take Paul to a few comps when he was younger, and I would say that I took him to a few pro-ams, and I remember the first time me and him played in the final. I've only been about maybe 14 and 15, you know what I mean? And I was winning a lot of comps back then, pro-am wise, and he beat me in the final. And because I still remember it, you know, it was a place called Shaw, about half an hour away from it, and he beat me in the final, and it just, you could see how much it meant to him even then. You know what I mean? And you could just see him going to be a winner. You know, you could just see it. Yeah, he's a tremendous lad. Look, Pete, I want to thank you so much for your time today, pal. I really, really do appreciate it. And all of us at QSports.club want to wish you the very best for the rest of the season, pal. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Cheers.